Hello, everybody. This is Politics with Avi, and I'm Avi. It's great to see you here today. As we had already spoken about this in the previous first few episodes, I will be revising today categories, methods, and functions of political science. I would like for you guys to really focus because I will be repeating a lot from the first few episodes, but I will also be upgrading our common knowledge. So let's begin with this. Categories of political science are the basic, most general, fundamental concepts that reflect the essential aspects of the subject of science. The pivotal category of political science is the category of political power. The peculiarity of political science lies in the fact that it considers all social phenomena and processes with respect to political power. Without power, there can be no politics, since it is precisely power that acts as a means of its realization. In addition, political science operates in such basic categories as politics and its types, external, internal, social, military, etc., state, democracy, political regime, political consciousness, political culture, political system, political party, personality, elite, war, national security, etc. Speaking about the categories of political science, it is important to remember the following. Each category has its own objective content, unique to it. And everyone who uses its categories should have in mind this particular content to know it. Otherwise, it will be difficult to reach a mutual understanding of people who are researching or studying the political sphere of society. What methods does political science use to study the law's deep and comprehensive knowledge of its subject? In principle, these can be any methods used by science. The most important and frequently used methods can be divided into the following groups. So we have the first group, which are general methods for the study of political objects. So we begin with the sociological method. It involves ascertaining the dependence of politics on society, the impact on political systems of economic relations, social structure, ideology, and politics. It is widely represented in the Marxist interpretations of politics as a superstructure over the economic basis, as relations between classes, nations, and states. This method is clearly expressed in the theory of interested groups by A. Bentley, who considers politics as a sphere of rivalry of numerous social groups pursuing their own interests. Then we continue on to the normative method, which involves ascertaining the significance of political phenomena for society and the individual, their assessment in terms of the common good, justice, freedom, etc. This method focuses on the development of the of the ideal of the political system and the ways of its practical implementation. Then we go to the third one, which is the functional method, which requires clarification of the relationship between political phenomena manifested in experience. For example, the relationship between the level of economic development and the political system, or the relationship between urbanization and political maturity, and the relationship between the number of political parties and the electoral system. Fourth, the structural functional method, which involves the consideration of politics as a holistic system with a complex structure, each element of which has its own purpose and performs a certain function. 5. The anthropological method, which requires studying the conditionality of politics not by social factors but by human nature. Then we have the psychological method, which is similar to the anthropological one, but requires political studies to proceed from a person as a specific individual. This method focuses on the study of subjective mechanism of political behavior, individual qualities, character traits, typical mechanisms of psychological motivation. We continue on to the action method, which provides a dynamic picture of politics. He considers politics as a process having the following stages. He would be the method. So, setting goals, making decisions, organization of the masses, and mobilization of resources for the implementation of decisions. Sorry. Regulation of activities, analysis of the results, and setting new goals and objectives. Further on, the historical method requires the study of political phenomena in their consistent temporal development, revealing the connection of the past, present, and future. We then revise the second group, which is general logical methods. These methods do not relate to the study of political objects, but directly to the organization and procedure of the cognitive process. The group of methods includes analysis and synthesis, induction and deduction, abstraction, a thought experiment, modeling, and other similar methods. We also have the third group, which is empirical research methods. These methods also do not directly reflect the specifics of political science and are mainly borrowed from concrete sociology, cybernetics, and other sciences. These include the use of statistics, document analysis, questionnaire survey, laboratory experiment, game theory, etc. The fourth group, methods, the use of which together turns the science of politics into an independent scientific discipline. Systemic method consists in considering politics as a holistic, complexly organized, self-regulating mechanism that is in continuous interaction with the environment. Then we revise the behavioral method from the English behavior. The study of political phenomena through an analysis of the behavior of individuals and groups in the performance of certain political roles. Behaviorism received its detailed justification in relation to political science in the book of Woodrow Wilson, published in 1880. The use of this method in political science is based on the following premises. Politics as a social phenomenon is individual in nature, which means that from the analysis of individual behavior, all group forms of political activity can be derived. The dominant motives in politics are oriented psychic in origin. Individuals manifest their mental states and emotions differently in various political phenomenon processes. Participating in politics, individuals give it a personality, psychological appearance, which affects the effectiveness of politics. Then further on, we revise as well, within this group, the comparative method, which consists in comparing the same type of political phenomena. The purpose of this method is to identify their common features and specifics, finding the most effective forms of political organization or optimal solutions to problems. The specifics of political science suggest its functions in society. An epistemological or cognitive function is the essence of this function is an adequate reflection of political reality, the disclosure of its inherent relationships and patterns. Thanks to this function, objective trends in socio-political and economic development, difficulties and contradictions in the life of society are revealed, and political situations are evaluated. Further on, we revise the methodological function. With its help, the general laws of politics and various political systems are revealed, and the basis is created for the development of more private political theories and for other social sciences. Analytic function allows you to analyze, evaluate the results of the activities of the state, parties, and other elements of the political organization of society. Regulatory function helps to ensure the impact of people and organizations on the political process, their participation in political events. Predictive function. With its help, political processes are foreseen and timely policy adjustments are made. Worldview function. It allows one correctly uh, it allows one to correctly assess the correlation of universal and class interests and determine one's place in the political life of society. What is the significance of political science? What does she give to a young man, a future specialist? Political science teaches the art of political ownership, which means the art of power, the ability to lead people and work collectives. Forming a political culture, he instills in a young man a sense of citizen responsibility for his country. Being a part of the democratic education system, it educates humanism, humanity, and respect for people. In addition, knowledge of the foundations of political science helps to predict the possible outcome of a decision. It is very important to keep educating oneself in order to not only be able to make an educated vote, but a vote that is an investment in the future. Thank you so much for being with me today.